Hey, this is Morning Perfect Base, and I hope that you're having a good morning. I am here to work on my new base a little bit every day, and we're going to see what happens after a couple of weeks. I did some measuring off camera, and I set a few markers so I knew where to dig. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to do a little bit of a tour there. This is the upper level, I think, of the... Is that the sun? Yeah. It's rising. So that's east. This is west. So this is the east wing. North wing's over here. Wait. East. West. North. North is over there. South is over here. Alright. So you can see this is where going to be where the very top is. I had to expand this a little bit. I don't think I took any actual recordings of this thing before that, but so I'm just going to take a second around here. This is probably going to be a long episode because it's very hard to script these sorts of tours. This is the top. That's the stairway down. You've seen that before. And this one's going to be about 3 blocks higher. You can see the stairs. This is going to be the floor level for the southern area, which is going to be the armory, I believe. There was a lot of digging, but anyway, you can see that's the internal space for the armory. 3 block thick wall, and this will be the outside pastoral land, the northeast, southwest, etc., etc. Corners of this thing are all going to be open pasture. That's probably what I'm going to be digging on today after I actually get this show on the road. You can see we're going to dig down on this one. The one over here I'm going to be digging up on. Because, it's a 3 block wall. This is going to be actual wall. You can see from that plate. Plate goes here, there, and there. 3 blocks wide. So it's going to be this wall is going to stay, this wall is going to stay. And I do not know what the filler for this is going to be yet. So, and you can see this is sort of the ground level here. Where it's all dug out down and around to that corner. It's the internal area with the exits. These are going to be iron doors. On these 2 blocks here, this is going to be a pad. Walk on and pop open. This is going to be a push button. There's going to be cows and trees and stuff out here. That's the general plan here. I don't think... Yeah, see, I'm going to have to dig that one out. So the plan for today is that I'm just going to do some simple digging. Just some good repetitive work. That is what Minecraft Perfect Base is here for. And that's what I'm going to do. So, actually, I'm probably going to take these trees down first. If you have a really good eye and a really good memory, you'll see that I've pared these trees down a little bit as well. So the first thing I want to talk about is Amazon's healthcare. It's not just Amazon, but Amazon's Jeff Bezos, Berkshire Hathaway, and Warren Buffett, and JP Morgan, and Jamie Dimon. I have no idea who Jamie Dimon is. He just came up during the research. They're going to create a healthcare company free from profit-making incentives and constraints. Blah, blah, blah. Jeff Bezos and Amazon's terrible history of worker treatment. I have a new article that I just turned up today on that. About their wristbands tracking people. But it's not about that. JP Morgan Chase, they have a thing with the housing crash, and they're a bank, and that's bad, I'm sure. You don't have to travel far to ask someone to confirm that for you. I'm the first person to go on a speech about the paucity of civil power compared to the power of the kings of a new gilded age. But at the same time, what is wrong with you if you look at our healthcare system and go, yeah, no, this could only make it worse? I don't know much about it. I'm a fairly young, fairly healthy guy without a lot of money. So, maybe I don't realize how much worse it could get. But honestly, I'm a fairly liberal person, but the free market can provide solutions. I mean, especially when, I guess, it's rich people fighting against free market solutions. You know what? Actually, now that I say that out loud, it sounds really wrong to the ear. Yeah, no, I get that. I mean, union busters are folks working against free market principles. Rich people working against free... Anyway, look, I'm just saying that a parallel healthcare system, fashioned from the ground up to eliminate profit as a motive, could hopefully be a reset or give us some good clues on a way to get out of a broken healthcare system. But we don't fucking know what it is. We don't know. The initiative just says that the private sector is going to try to come up with a solution. They want to bring healthcare costs down. between the three of them, they have like 1 million employees, I think. So, like, let them try. God. I mean, it's good to get everybody covered. It's good to get all those people covered, right? If they're going to have a healthcare system, they're going to want everyone in it, even Jeff Bezos and his workers that he treats like dogs or robots. I mean, I think we should just see where the dice land on this one. Worst case scenario, you don't have to have an opinion. Like, I don't know if anyone's ever sat people down and explained that to them, but ow, shit, fuck. You do not need to have an opinion on things. I mean, you can, that's fine. Most people have an opinion on a lot of things. You know, they're like assholes. Everybody has one. But you don't have to. It's the difference between opinions and assholes, the prime difference. You could just see something happen and think, alright, and continue living with your life. You can say, hey, let's see how this plays out. It's just weird that, I mean, it's not weird that everyone, crap. I was so busy pontificating that I completely lost track of me not having an axe. Everyone's got to have an opinion, and I know why. We all know why people always have to have an opinion these days. It's because they got Twitter followers. So they got to stay topical and just say anything about whatever's trending at the moment. You know? It's garbage. You don't need to have opinions on everything. You don't need to have confident opinions on anything. You could have a tentative opinion. Yeah, look, I think this, but I'm open to new information. I think anyone trying to untie the Gordian knot of the cynical, profit-driven status quo of the American state deserves a reserved nod at a bare minimum. I could be wrong. I'm open to disagreement on this, but I think it's a good opinion to have. Anyway, that thing with the wristbands is crazy, and I will totally get to it later. But for now, my Amazon double-decker. I'm always talking about Amazon in this show. It's just an Amazon. They did a Amazon Marist poll. It's from January, because you know I'm backlogged. 94% of Americans think that their jobs are safe from automation, and the note for this slide just says, "Laugh until slide changes." 94% jobs are safe. I don't know, man. I mean, computers have been around since the 90s, and people still know how to check freaking email. People are still like, oh, computers, I don't know anything about that. I'm astounded. Like, I'm approaching middle age faster than I would like. And yes, I do have more disdain for it than you. And, you know, I know a thing or two about computers. I'm not a rocket scientist or anything. I just live with computers, and I'm amazed that the kids, yeah, they're kids. Proof I'm getting older. Who just have no fucking idea how computers think or act or believe or anything. I mean, they may have been making small talk. I don't want to judge too harshly. But I have seen people attribute the behavior of computers to magic. And I just... Nicolas Cage image where his palms are steepled in front of him. Hands are steepled in front of him, palms together. But regardless, computers won't take every job. But they're going to take more than 6%. Like, way more than 6%. I mean, the article itself is about Amazon guys in warehouses, the physical selection of individual oddly shaped items, and that is the very edge of what computers can do, like, physically and intellectually. But like driving, medical diagnosis, basic admin, translation, retail, I mean, calling back that previous bit I did for Amazon Go Store, even writing Reddit's TLDR bot, is doing great things in the world of letting people comment on an article without reading it. It's gonna happen, and honestly, I think every leader has, if they want to be a leader, should have an opinion on this. They should have something to say about the future in which robots replace a lot of stuff. People don't want to hear that. They want to hear about the status quo. We're making nukes again, which is the new old hotness. It's getting dark. So apparently we are going to be making some smaller scale nuclear weapons. I mean, possibly the administration announced last month a global strategic focus shift away from terrorism and towards a broader strategic conflict with China and Russia. Like it says, I mean, I jerk you off and say nations like China and Russia, but it's China and Russia. I mean, you're up too early for me to jerk you off. part of that is going to be to make smaller nukes. I guess on the entirely wrong-headed principle that making smaller nukes, Chris, you do not need to put up torches. You need to get some friggin' sleep. That the use of smaller nukes is somehow, apples. Oh, not apples. It's somehow, apples. Is somehow gonna allow us to exercise the use of nuclear weapons without starting a full-on conflict. I mean, maybe. Maybe. I'm pretty sure Russia has some. Not 100%. Don't quote me on that. There's an article in my tab right now about Russian nuclear weapons and shit. I haven't read it. I'm just way behind. But look, maybe someone can set off a 20 kiloton nuclear. God damn it, doors. Can set off a 20 kiloton nuclear weapon to take out a battle group instead of a larger device to take out a city, and not, trigger World War III. Probably. I mean, me culpa, I was ragging on the Foundation of Atomic Scientists time before last, when they talked about the doomsday clock, and I'm like, you guys are just making up these numbers. But I mean, ugh. So I don't know. I mean, I don't like it. I think it's a big step backwards. But I guess if I was in the president's administration, given his past comments on and profound expressed eagerness for nuclear weapons, I start making some small ones and just be like, oh, that was the big one, sir. Look at that mushroom cloud. But anyway, I have links to the CDC Emergency Preparedness and Response website, and let's see, nuclearsecrecy.com. I'm gonna throw that down there. That lets you put a nuke over your city where you live. I'm gonna put Ready.gov down there as an annual reminder. Just to prepare for emergencies in general. And if you can't for some reason, ask yourself why that is. My slide's over, and that was a really good beat to end on. So, just gonna get this wood down. Hey, look, young Palestinians. I do not usually do Israeli-Palestinian stuff. I mean, I was talking earlier about how you don't have to have an opinion on everything, and that is one of them things. But this article is specifically about political representation of a growing generation of Palestinian youths. Palestinian security has actually been pulling people aside and questioning them about social media posts criticizing the two Palestinian political parties, Fatah and Hamas. I mean, wow. No, it's the children who are wrong. I don't know how you say that in Arabic, I guess? I don't know what they speak in Palestine or in Palestinian occupied territories. I'll be honest with you guys. I try to be a little educated about these things. I'm a pretty well-educated guy. I have no idea any of this stuff. I just don't deal with it. It's the thing I don't need to have an opinion on, so I don't. But anyway, Mahmoud Abbas, the guy that leads Palestine, apparently, he's like fucking 80. So people are feeling like things are just never going to change. They feel like even if they get rid of Abbas, it's going to be some other dickhole who's willing to interrogate people over social media posts. But, at the same time, if these guys can't collectively negotiate, if they can't make their will expressed, in an organized political fashion, then how are they ever going to actually get the changes they want? I mean, anarchic violence, again, don't know anything about this issue, doesn't seem to be particularly effective up to this point. But then again, Palestinian politics are split into two halves, so fucking, it's a whole thing. Anyway, this all has come up as a result of the president's announcement that Israel's the capital of Palestine, which is a thing. I didn't know it was a thing. I was totally unaware that it was a thingness. The thingness is a big surprise. So anywho, the Disco comics. You guys know I'm a cheap person. I buy comics from the discount bin. I bought 3 issues of the Autumnlands by Kurt Busiek. I believe I'm pronouncing that correctly. With art by Benjamin Dewey. Just everybody pull out your extruded fantasy product bingo cards. We got our low fantasy. We got our world where magic is coming back. We got a stranger from strange land, and that's our land. That's one of us. He's there, and he's the guy who's going to stop the blight on the land. Oh, talking animal civilizations. Oh, and lady boobs. What else? Oh yeah, all of that is built on the ruins of a technologically advanced civilization. So I don't have bingo. I had a guy turns into a snake and prophecy. But maybe there's a prophecy. Look, weirdly enough, it is not bad. You believe in the characters. The twists are either surprisingly twisty or they're well foreshadowed. I mean, as necessary. Like that, they are simpatico in this point. The cliffhangers are organic. It's an old school comic where, you know, each issue kind of leaves you on a cliff of some kind. The world's believable. The animal races are used to characterize the civilizations. And figure that out. Like, it's not surprising that the sheep people are hapless pastoral folk, just waiting for someone to save them. But they're fucking sheep. That's why they're sheep. The use of animals helps tell a story. I mean, okay, all right, it's not mouse. I'm not trying to tell you that it's, you know, mouse. But I'm just trying to say, hey, look, if you're going to use animals in your comic book, use them to help tell the story. Use them to give us a little extra insight into the things. It doesn't have to be deep or shadowed. It doesn't be, oh, that's why they're wolves. Or, you know, just, you know, go with what it is. People are going to see it. They're going to think a thing, and you play with those expectations. But it's a workhorse book. What am I doing here? Like, maybe if you're a big fan of Kurt Busiek, you'd be a little disappointed at it. For good reason, I think. But I'm not a fan of his. I'm not like a not fan. God, it's ridiculous that in this language saying you're not a fan of something. But look, I have no strong opinion about Kurt Busiek. It seems fine. If time was infinite and my time on Earth was also infinite, I'd probably read more of it, but it's not. I mean, it's fine. It's good. It's what you expect of a comic book. I think I say that a lot. But I'm not gripped by it. It's just good. Like, I know this comic would make someone happy. And as like a new thing, give me like in the comments or on Twitter at Van Velding, and I'll send you this shit. I read it. I paid $1.50 for it. I'm good. So, you know, hook me up if you feel comfortable giving me your... Ooh, is that going to be water? Feels like that's going to be water. That won't be. Oh, look, I cleverly filled these in. Alright. Cool deal. I'm going to harvest these crops. So anyway, that's all I got. So, until next time, and until I get a good sign-off.